Hello, INTP friends, C-Note here, and for those who don't know me, I am Christian Rivera. I am a multimedia designer and creative calibrator. I help people produce their shows and show off local businesses and create content for them. But then I also am a creative calibrator, which means that I use personal development to help people grow their personalities and, have a creative career as a result of that. So I focus on this channel quite a bit on INTPs, and in this episode, I'm going to talk a little bit about asking questions, and INTPs specifically, the power of asking questions, the power of being curious. Because one of the things that INTPs have a challenge with is sometimes they can be cold and direct and opinionated because of that dominant introverted thinking function. We have a lot of opinions, we have a lot of thoughts, and our thoughts are ever growing and ever changing. And one of the things that we might not consider as we're growing up as an INTP is that our thoughts are subjective, because to us, they feel very objective. We're very certain, we're very direct, and we're making choices about things in life all of the time. But what if I told you that your opinions are actually opinions? That your thoughts, those things that you're very, very sure of, are actually subjective opinions that you are very, very, very sure of, essentially. And that can be a challenge to accept and to navigate, because we take those objective opinions and then we color them through our extroverted feeling inferior function as a means to put emotions to those direct comments. Now, we don't realize that we're being emotional, but a lot of the times when we are defending an opinion, that is an emotional response. When we are correcting someone, sometimes that can be an emotional response. So I think it's important for us to know when we're being emotional and when we're being objective. We're at least attempting to be objective, because most of the time we're being way more subjective than we think we are. So one of the ways that you can subvert all of that is by being curious constantly. And by being curious, you are going to be asking questions of other people, getting new information all the time, and consistently rewriting your personal code as an INTP and developing and growing as you go through life, right? And approaching the world with a bit of a looser framework than just approaching everything with a rigidity, and sometimes that can lead to fear. Sometimes having a specific thought or an idea on how something may or should or will go can create fear within us. And as an INTP, we don't deserve to be locked away inside all of the time. We deserve to also appreciate life. We deserve to put back creativity into the world in the way that we know how. We deserve the ability to create thought experiments and give back to reality. And I want to encourage as many INTPs as possible to be able to give back to reality. So one of the issues sometimes that we have with our directness, and especially when it comes to giving advice or someone wanting help from us, is that we feel like we want to just give them the most direct advice possible, but we may not have all of the information that we think we need to help someone. And by having patience, or rather you can use asking questions and curiosity as a means to have patience, right? So asking questions of someone's situation so that you can drive the point home and drill a little bit deeper into figuring out where someone is coming from, where they're going, and have a curiosity for why they're feeling something. Especially when you're dealing with feelers, and I don't mean dealing with like it's a difficult thing, but I guess you'll feel that way. Sometimes when we're working with feelers and somebody will come to us and try to confide in us, it can be really hard for us to hold space for them. But asking questions and becoming curious, that can really make it so that A, you're an active listener and you're able to give them some sort of specific advice after you've asked all these sorts of questions, and B, you just look like more of a compassionate person, and that's how you make friends. That's how you create connections. That's how people come to appreciate and ask for your help when they need it. I think one of the things that we try to do as INTPs is we try to force our logic into someone's situation, right? We try to force our thinking so that they can fix themselves. But that's just not gonna work. The best thing that we can do, and by asking questions, is to lend our introverted thinking to them, So sometimes that means we can help them deduce what's going on so that their brain is coming to the conclusion. We can't just force it at them. It's like forcing a square peg into a round hole. Like, that's just not going to work. And brains are not ready for just brute force information to come into their brains. That's just not how that works. We have all sorts of ego protections in place to keep our brain from just accepting anything that comes at it. It needs to be a process of growth, a fluid process of learning new ideas and accepting it into our reality. And that works for us too. Listen for how it happens to you. I know that INTPs, we want as direct of information as possible, but we feel intruded by emotions all the time. So that when someone is coming at us with pure raw emotions or telling us that we're being a jerk, then we don't like that either. We don't accept that, right? So even though we feel like we're giving someone cold hard information that they can use and we're not putting emotions into it and they shouldn't take it personally, they might still take it personally because that's just not the way that they absorb information. You need to be a little bit more tactful, a little bit more delicate. And I know that's frustrating, but for you to navigate life and to build the relationships you want to build, that's just going to take patience. It's going to take time. And unless you're very comfortable with the idea of continuing to alienate everyone in your life and live by yourself and start to grow moldy in your apartment, then fine, keep doing that. Then you don't need these videos, you don't need my course, you don't need anything. You're good, you're set. But I bet you're here because you're ready to grow. And if you're ready to grow, there's links down below to get that done, right? So, I mean, more YouTube videos like this are gonna come out. I'm not here to sell you on just my course. I'm gonna give you all sorts of free stuff here on this YouTube channel and on the podcast. But if you like my voice and you like my subjective voice, my figurative voice, not my actual voice, but if you like the way that I share information and you want very deliberate long segments of me talking about different topics to help INTPs, there's the Cosmic Calibration course in the link below, and check that out, bit.ly/cosmicintp, all lowercase, and you can get started with that. Or you can just subscribe to this channel and I'll be posting new videos every week just talking about different concepts in relation to INTPs and helping you guys grow and build a community. And you can ask questions in the comments and we can talk about it. You can give me all your harsh opinions you want. I can take it. It's totally fine. I don't take anything personally. So we're here to help each other. We're here to grow. And I know INTPs in particular, I believe in the passion that an INTP can bring to thoughts, to ideas, to the world. And I know the frustration of not being able to connect with people when you want to. So asking questions has been massively helpful for me in social situations, in personal situations, in romantic situations, job situations, all the above, So I would ask me your favorite question below. It could be related to this topic, it could be related to something you're generally curious about, or something that's just a small talk question. What do you got? Hit me up in the comments below and I'll give you my best answer. And maybe we can have a question off. We can do questions back and forth and figure out how to create some connection points with one another. So thank you guys for listening to this. I appreciate you. My name's been C-Note. You can check me out at Let's Go C-Note on all the social channels. Feel free to hit me up on Twitter. That is my main place of hanging out. And I'll catch you guys next time here on DOPEamine. See ya.